Hi guys, Jamie Alderton here, and we're doing an interview with Know What's Up. So pop on over to my studio, let's have a chat.
This is something they call a groundbreaker. So let me first apologize to the shots and the ties for your makeup, cause I'll make you ugly as soon as it drops. We're on a rampage, bubbles popping up before you know it. There's rubble in us cause we'll be fucking it up.
I started training a long time ago. I think it goes back to when I was like 13 or 14 at school. I'd like to tell everyone I had this amazing Fat to Fit journey, but it wasn't. It's something that's always been drilled into me from a young age. I've always enjoyed training, I've always enjoyed pushing myself, and it's just gone through my whole life. I joined the army at 17, so physical training was always a big aspect of my life. Really got into the gym. The only thing I didn't get into in the army was the diet side. I didn't realise the importance of the actual diet side, and it wasn't until I left the army after 7 years that I started focusing more on the diet aspect. And for me it was really good, because I was in the army for 7 years and you're used to that discipline, being told what to do, where to be, and everything like that, and I sort of lost that focus when I left the army. It's very hard because you haven't got that person on your shoulder telling you what to do. And I saw a guy at my gym who owned the gym that I was working at, and he said, well, you're in pretty good shape, you should try a competition. And I was like, I didn't have a clue what he was talking about, and there was actual natural bodybuilding competition in my hometown. I thought, well, I'll give that a go. And started doing it, started training, started dieting for it as well, and it was just what I needed. It was that imaginary person on my shoulder saying, you must get up, you must train, you must stick to that. And I took it like a duck to water, to be honest, because I was so used to being in the army, being told what to do, where to be. And 12-13 weeks passed, did my first competition. I came second out of 13 competitors and qualified for the British finals. And I got to, I think this was July. September I did another competition, which was the Muscle Mania competition. I won the British novice title in the first year that I competed. So I got the bug from then. You know, it was that routine, that structure, that discipline I needed when I left the army. So it was right up my street. Main achievement was winning, obviously, the British novice title my first year of competing. That was absolutely fantastic. And then I got a job. When I left the army, I got a normal job. I was working in IT, and it was it was brilliant for me because I was having that focus with the competitions and that. And then I got a job working abroad. I was working in Dubai for a communications company, and I was also security manager for the UN in Kenya and Somalia. So for me, it was really passionate about the diet and the training and that, but when you're away for 8 to 10 weeks at a time, when you're travelling, I think 2011 I had 58 flights in 1 year, so it becomes quite difficult. But in turn that's helped me with a lot of my clients and that, because it's the time factors, it's the commitment, it's my clients saying, oh, I'm flying here, flying there, and because I've had that experience with going to different countries, getting adjusted to new settings and having to stick to a routine, I can advise them a lot better, and I managed to do it really well. I had quite a lot of expos and different things going on while I was away, and it gave me that focus to keep training, keep preparing and looking good. So when I did come back on my rotations, I'd book my photo shoots, I'd have the expos and that, and that's what kept me going. And it wasn't until 2012, so last year, that I opened this place, and I was like, right, now I've got a bit more structure, that I'm not flying anywhere, that I'm not going anywhere, I want to jump back on that stage. But I'd been off stage for a couple of years, and I wanted to come back and be like, that's how it's done. Yeah, this is how it's done. Because I've been a couple of years away, so I decided to do the WBFF Muscle Model competition, the European Championships in Iceland. So I set a goal. I think I dieted strict. I was already in really good shape. I was about 8% body fat. I was at what you would call photo shoot conditions. So I dieted down for 10 weeks, got in the best shape of my life, and won the European Championships. So now I'm WBFF Pro Muscle Model. So that was absolutely fantastic, and I did exactly what I went out to achieve. It was that focus to say, got to get back on stage, got to show people this is how it's done, and there you go. My current training split at the moment, I'm actually doing one of my own programs called Project Mass. So it's a 4-day rotational training program. So what I have is 2 upper body days, a push day and a pull day, and 2 lower body days. And how that's split is a day on, day off, day on, day off. And my nutrition is quite high at the moment. I have, at the moment, which is rising up, about 4,400 calories on a training day and 4,200 calories on a rest day. And I cycle my carbohydrate intake as well. So 2 of the training days, it's generally a pull day and a quad day. I'll have about 650 grams of carbs on usually my push day and quad and hamstrings and calves. I usually have about 550 grams of carbs, and then rest days it's about 450 grams of carbs. And I find that's very good. I'm putting on weight very, very slowly. You know, last week I was on about 4,200 calories a week, and I put 0.2 pounds on. So it's brilliant. You know, my metabolism's in the right place. I'm putting on the right amount of weight, and this is going to be structured all the way up to Christmas now, so I've got another 16, 17 weeks of it, which I'm looking forward to do, and it'll enable me to bring a new package to the stage when I go back to competing next year, so I'm really looking forward to it. Supplementation is always a big factor. Now a lot of people say, well, food's the big factor, nutrition is obviously the key, but supplements can be that, let's just say that 5%. And when it comes to competitions, in my eyes, if 5% is the difference between first place and second place, then it's going to go in your head well if I supplemented with the right things. I'm very fortunate to be sponsored by Grenade, who have the best supplements on the market. So for me, it's making sure I've got a good high strength fish oil, good multivitamin, make sure I've got a good whey protein in there, and depending on where I am, a good fat burner as well. What I love is just passing on my knowledge, and it's seeing the changes. It's that sudden eureka moment. I get a lot of clients that, you know, be with me for a couple of weeks and they're like, oh, it's not working, it's not working. And then suddenly it's that click. People start to notice, they start to notice, and it's that realisation that what I'm saying is actually working, and then suddenly they're like, they get it now, they get it. People start commenting, they start getting results, and they start working harder. What I'll always recommend, as I said before, is a good multivitamin and a good fish oil. And if you look at, I mean, when you're dieting, when you're in a calorie deficit, you're not necessarily going to get all your micronutrients in. So it's just, your multivitamins are sort of a safeguard for that. Fish oils, you just got to do the research on fish oils and the benefits of fish oils. You know, there's no better thing than getting the fish oils in the diet. When it comes to cutting, when it comes to putting on size, they are the prime things that I will make sure that a client has. And one good thing that my sponsors have released is Grenade Ration Pack. Now, Grenade Ration Pack, absolutely fantastic. Little strip, you've got one of the highest strength fish oils on the market, one of the best multivitamins on the market, you've got a probiotic in there, and you've got an antioxidant. Absolutely everything you need in one little strip. My sponsorship came about in 2010 at the Body Power Expo. I did some little tops off competition on the main stage, and it was quite funny because I was only about 4 weeks out from my first competition, and Grenade had just done their very first expo in 2010. So I come off stage. It was very lucky that Grenade were right next to the main stage, so they said, oh, you know, you're in quite good shape, do you fancy coming to a photo shoot in a few months' time? And I was like, yeah, okay. I took it with a pinch of salt. You know, I didn't think, it's the same with everything. You know, it's my first year out of the army, first year competing. If something's too good to be true, generally it is. But then I got a phone call a couple of months later. I was on my first photo shoot with them, and then a few months later, the advertisement was in Men's Fitness magazine. So it was like, oh my God, you know, everything happened really, really quickly from there. So absolutely fantastic. Myself and another fitness model, Luke Hassler, we run fitness model workshop seminars. So we've just done one a few weeks back, very, very successful. I get a lot of guys on there, we sit down, we talk about how I made it into the industry and the things and the steps. We've actually compiled a 7-step guide to actually getting into the industry. From experience, what I found is that you need more than a set of abs. You know, it's not just about looking good, it's being able to be presentable to a company. So at the end of the day, a company's going to look at you and they're going to think, how can that person earn us more money? And as crazy as that sounds, you're promoting a supplement, you're promoting a company, and you need to, you know, if people are focusing on you, you're representing, you know, essentially a company. So you need to be an asset to that company, and it's looking past the abs and looking at what else that you can offer that company. Whether you're good with, you know, you're good with people, you're approachable, you can go to an expo and you can talk to people. It's that likability factor, and it's what else that you've got to offer other than a set of abs. Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of things coming up. I've got my website www.grenadej.com. What I'll be having on that website is a ton of different training videos, tons of different diet plans, sample diet plans, how to create your own diet plans, some motivational videos on there, also some supplement guides, lots of different things on there. We're also launching a store, and I've got a 12-week bikini body blast coming out. It's an actual structured 12-week program for women to get in shape, and it's all weights. And this is the misconception that a lot of women have, is that they think getting in great shape involves you jumping on a treadmill, and it's just not true. Jump on that squat rack. That's the best thing you can do, and it's getting out of that habit of thinking I need to lose weight. It's all about changing body composition, and the way to do that is lifting weights. So I'm really excited about that one.
So let me first apologize to the shots and the ties for your makeup, 'cause I'll make you ugly as soon as it drops. We're on a ride.